Hey there, it's Chris here with selfmadenewbie.com, and in this video we're going to go through the best Samsung phones currently out there today. Now I've kept this list as comprehensive as possible, narrowing it down to my absolute favorite 5, so no matter what you're looking for, there'll definitely be something on this list for you. So before we jump in, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be updated with new videos. Okay, as usual, I'm going to skip the fluff and jump right in. If you want to confirm what my recommendations are, you can go down below and check out that list to ensure you get the best price. Alright, so the first one on my list is going to go to my personal favorite, and this is the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. So, ever wondered if a smartphone could also double as a telescope? Well, enter the S23 Ultra. This isn't just the latest shiny toy from Samsung, it's like really the Beyonce of the smartphone world. Stands out, always on top, but occasionally asks for a bit more cash than you'd hope. Key features: screen size 6.8 inches, because you know, the bigger the better, to see those funny cat videos. Processor, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. Sounds like a Marvel superhero. Cameras, a whopping 200 megapixel wide, and before you ask, yes, you can probably see what your neighbor had for dinner last Tuesday. Also, there's a 12 megapixel ultra wide, two 10 megapixel telephotos at the rear, and a 12 megapixel selfie camera that'll make your duck face look like high level art. RAM and storage, options galore: 8 gig, 12 gig, and storage from 128 gig all the way to who even needs a terabyte on a phone. Weight, a delicate 8.2 ounces. Think of it as a cheeseburger's worth of technology. The battery life, around 12 hours with its adaptive mode, and about 13 on 60 Hz. So yes, it might last longer than your last relationship. So who is this really for? Well, if you're into top-notch photography and want to flex on the iPhone users a bit, then this is your gadget. However, be ready to dig deep into those pockets, and remember, despite being a tad slow on the uptake when charging, it's definitely a power-packed performer. So if you've got some golden coins to throw around, this might be just the best Galaxy in the universe. The next one on the list is my recommendation for the best value. This is the Galaxy A54. So not all of us are looking to throw cash around like we found El Dorado. So for those who still believe in the magic of penny pinching but don't want to compromise on some tech swag, feast your frugal eyes on this baby. Some of the key features: screen size 6.4 inch AMOLED, perfect for seeing all those inspiring quotes on Instagram. CPU, Exynos 1380, so if CPUs were pop stars, this would be, well, maybe not the headline act, but definitely the opening. Cameras, pretty decent 50 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel macro, and a 32 megapixel front cam. It's the kind of ensemble cast you'd find in a budget heist movie. RAM and storage, options of 6, 8 gigabytes, and storage either 120 gigabytes or I still download memes 256 gigabytes. Weight, a feathery 7.1 ounces. So it's so light it might just fly off with the right gust of wind. Battery life, about 10 hours adaptive and 11 to 12 hours on 60 Hz. So is this your tech soulmate? Well, if you're craving some top tier features but don't want to shell out the cash for a pop diva, this could be your indie rock star. It may not perform like the Usain Bolt of phones, and the bezel might feel like a fashion faux pas, but hey, it's got charisma and it doesn't empty your wallet. Essentially, it's like champagne taste on a beer budget, and let's be honest, sometimes beer is actually what you need. The next one is my recommendation for the best for probably most people, and this is the standard Samsung Galaxy S23. So for those who've ever felt like the middle child or have middle child syndrome, this is the S23. It's not the flashy overachieving elder sibling or the cute attention-seeking youngest. No, the S23 is that well-balanced, modest achiever who doesn't need to throw tantrums or boast about its accolades at family dinners. Alright, enough with the family drama. The key features: screen size, a 6.1 inch dynamic AMOLED, and no, it's not compensating for anything. CPU, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy, again, feeling a bit like the tech world's answer to superhero serum. Cameras, 50 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 10 megapixel 3x telephoto, and a humble 10 megapixel front cam. It's like assembling a rock band without the diva lead singer. The RAM and storage, a no-nonsense 8 gigabytes of RAM with storage options of 128 gig or a roomy 256. It's like the reliable backpack, fits all but won't weigh you down. A weight of 5.93 ounces, so it makes you wonder really if it's made of fairy dust. The battery life, about 10 hours on adaptive mode, and you know, that's probably longer than most of my diets. So if the Galaxy S23 was a character in a movie, it'd be the dependable friend who always has your back, It might not steal the spotlight with jaw-dropping antics, but it is consistent. Priced at around $799, but do check that link. It's like buying the solid sedan when everyone else is flaunting their sports car. You might not break any speed records, but hey, at least you're cruising in style without breaking the bank. The next one on the list is my recommendation for the best if you're looking for something under $1,000 with a big screen, and this is the Galaxy S23 Plus. So have you ever looked at your phone and thought, I wish this was just a tad more? Well, voila. The Galaxy S23 Plus. Think of it as the Galaxy S23 after it's had a hearty meal and a gym membership. If the S23 is a perfectly grilled steak, the S23 Plus is that same steak but with a side of chunky fries. So if you're hungry for details, the key features: 6.6-inch dynamic AMOLED. It's like going IMAX in your pocket. CPU, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. If this were a film franchise, it'd be the sequel everyone's raving about. Cameras, sports a 50 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 10 megapixel 3x telephoto, and a 10 megapixel selfie camera. They say size doesn't matter, but let's face it, a little extra never hurt. RAM and storage, the standard 8GB of RAM with 128 or 256 gig storage options. Think of it as your virtual attic, surprisingly spacious and just a bit mysterious. Weight, 6.9 ounces. It's like the heavyweight champ in the featherweight category. Battery life, a whopping 11.5 hours adaptive, and that's almost half a day, or the average time I take deciding where to eat. So in conclusion, the S23 Plus is like that extra slice of pie you didn't know you needed. It's perfect for the ones craving a bit more without splurging into the ultra territory. You'll get nearly everything the S23 offers, but supersized. It's the perfect fit for anyone who believes in the mantra, bigger is better, or at least bigger is bigger. And the next one is my recommendation for the best foldable Samsung, and this is the Galaxy Z Fold 5. So remember the good old days when we just folded maps and laundry? Well, the Galaxy Z Fold 5 is here to tell us, why stop there? It's like the Samsung binge-watched origami tutorials and thought, hold my beer. So let's unfold. Key features: display, an impressive interior 7.6-inch AMOLED with an exterior 6.2-inch AMOLED. It's like owning both a phone and a tablet, because why not? CPU, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. It's essentially the tech world's version of adding extra whipped cream to your coffee. Cameras, 50 megapixel wide, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 10 megapixel telephoto, and 10 megapixel selfie camera. Basically, all the angles you'd need to document your mildly scandalous Saturday nights. RAM and storage, a roomy 12 gig of RAM with a storage choice ranging from 256 to 1 terabyte. More space than a single person's apartment in New York, basically. Weight, 8.92 ounces. I've had heavier sandwiches. And battery life sits pretty at around 11 hours, which is probably longer than your latest Netflix binge. So while the Z Fold 5 might not make Z Fold 4 users dash to upgrade, it is like the swanky new club in town everyone's curious about. So if you're a first timer for foldables or have a wallet that doesn't fold in the metaphorical sense, then this might just be the device for you. Alright, so hopefully there's something on that list for you. I've tried to include some variety to cater to whatever you're looking for. If you do have any questions though, drop them down below, and if you found value in this video, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.